Right, a little bit of early evening action before it gets too dark. I'll just put some pilot holes in this joist and I'm going to screw those onto it. Well, it's properly dark now, about 15 minutes later, and yet they are on. So those joists are on, and tomorrow morning I will fit the joist on the other side and slide this whole thing into situ once I've put the horizontal battens in place. It is Saturday morning and what I did last night is looking good. So first plan is to take this final horizontal strut and fit it along here, which obviously is going to require some movement of this strut, this support, this pillar. Then what I'm going to do is, the new wood has arrived for the floor supports, so I am then going to start fitting these horizontally, and then I will remove this again, slide the floor in place, and then put that back on. So that's the plan. Right, end joist is temporarily fixed. So all of the horizontal battens, horizontal joists rather, are now properly spaced out, and I can now fix on the floor support strips. Right, the battens are now cut all to the right size. Next step, to give them a coat of wood preserver. Whilst that's drying in the sun, I'm just going to take the opportunity to use a little bit of my excess wood preserver and just paint the ends of these. An hour or so later and it is done, so pretty happy with that. Summer house is pretty precariously supported on these bricks that are on their edge, so next plan is to remove this one here, the support here, remove this end piece of wood, and then slide all these horizontals into place. Right, the frame is now in, put that final horizontal piece across the back. It's all screwed in, it's all more or less in position, maybe a little bit of fettling here and there. On this side, it's supported with two battens, which I think is what I need to slide the new floor underneath the first batten, whereas this side is a bit dodgy. So that point's okay, but this one, yeah, that's not very safe. So and the whole floor is kind of bowed out a little bit here, as you can maybe see, the whole wall rather. So I think what I'm going to try and do is slide in one of these pieces of hardboard under here, and then see how I get on with that. But that is going to be a job for after lunch. So it's not a good project unless there's an excuse to buy more tools, and this time I need a circular saw to cut the hardboard, or the marine ply rather. Right, the saw is set up. There's my cut line. Let's see how I get on. Alright, nice straight cut there. Now I just need to slide this in and see if it fits. Right, as I'm not going to be able to nail it down, obviously, I've given it a generous splodge of grip fill on the edges. So now to slide it in. The plan is to slide it underneath this one and then remove this when it gets pretty close, and then just hopefully tap it in. Let's see how that works. Same goes for here. Well, it's in. That was really hard. Trying to simply slide these under the walls of the shed or the summer house was pretty difficult. Anyway, I've done it now. I've left a little bit of gap at the top here because once I've fitted the entire floor, I intend to put some grip fill along the edge and then drop the whole floor down. Also, it needs to be a little bit elevated so I can slide the other parts of the floor in. So this bit should be a lot easier because it only goes along there, but maybe I should get this harder one in first, but I think I'm done for today. Well, I had a little bit more time, so I thought I'd put the other side in as well. And actually, that one went in pretty easily, pleased to report. So I won't put the centerpiece in yet. I will do this side next, but that's definitely waiting for another day. Right, so was supposed to be a car show today, but I had a puncture on the way, so I get to spend another day doing summer house. So just cleared this side and I'm just about to fit the floor in this corner. That's the next job. So I'm going to need to jack up the summer house in places and move all of my supports first before I can do that. Right, managed to get the summer house supported in the same way that I did for the other corner. So the idea is that it slides under here and then I bash the hardwood, the marine ply, and then the bottom bit gets knocked out. So need to cut it first. So it's measured. Just going to cut it along this line and hopefully put some grip fill in, and hopefully I can manage to slide it in. Right, it's in. Took a lot of bashing to get it aligned properly, but it's now in. Guess what's next? Right, the final section is cut to size, supported only on this corner, so we'll slide under here and hopefully I can just give it a good few taps and it'll be in place. Fingers crossed. Well, that took me literally 5 minutes, which is awesome. So I think it's lunchtime. Next step is going to be to remove that center pillar so that I can have these supporting on these two, and then I can fit the center pieces all the way along. But first I'm going to screw this down. Whilst I can actually still see the batons, I will screw it down. I don't have any screws, so I need to go and get some. Right, that support is now out. It was about here, and just bought some screws. There they are. And I'm going to screw a bunch of screws in each one of the 4 panels. Right, this side of the floor is now screwed down. As you can see, I've cleared everything out to do the centerpiece, which we'll have to wait till next weekend. And that side has not been screwed down yet, but once I've put the centerpiece in here and screwed that down, I'll move everything onto this side and then go from there. Right, plan for today, I don't have a huge amount of time, it's going out later, is to fit this final centerpiece first off on this side of the summer house. So I have measured this piece out. Where's the line? There it is. A line which I marked. So I'm going to cut that, fit it. It also needs to be cut to length as well, which I will do once it fits. And then I will screw that down and then rinse and repeat on the other side. A couple of minutes later and it's cut. Awesome. So I think it's in situ. Just need to put some grip fill on the end and then screw it down. Great. Right, done. Now move everything onto this side of the room and then get this bit done. Right, that's the floor cleared on this side. Just screw this down and then fit the centerpiece. 'Tis done. The final bit of floor is down. Screwed down, all screwed down this side. There's one little bit that I'm not very happy about, which is this little lip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and get the plane and plane that down a little bit. Then I'm going to lower the summer house onto the floor. Yeah, well, not my finest work that, but anyway, it'll do. It's a lot smoother. You won't be able to feel it once the floors, the laminate floors on top anyway. Right, so perhaps the moment of most anxiety. The outside of the summer house has a little lip on the outside. Right now the lip is above the floor. As you can see, the floor is slightly elevated on the basis that it's sitting on these little pieces of wood. So plan is grip fill along here, along the bottoms of the walls, and then using the crowbar lift the wall slightly and then remove the piece of wood and gently lower the floor down. Let's hope it fits, eh? Right, let's get it on. That's the first corner sitting nicely on the new floor. Done this support as well. Next is this corner. Bit of fettling and it is now all sitting very nicely all the way around on the floor. So, job done, finally. Next step, which is not going to be this weekend, is to put this floor liner down. So obviously clear it out, give it a good clean, put this down, staple that down, and then put the laminate floor back on. Wow, what a milestone.